Officials, school faculty, administration, and students gathered near the existing high school for a ceremony marking a significant moment in the district's history. Members of the school board were the first to plant shovels into the ground, celebrating the start of construction of the new high school.
Trying to hold back a lot of emotion, Joe, because it for me is very, very emotional. Symbolically, it begins the future. We step from here into the next world, and we have to take the stuff out of this world with us, and it feels that way. I was thrilled that there were so many people to be a part of that. I think we had a real representation of what school is. It's just a part of every part of a community, and they were all here to be a part of this in one way or another, and actively participated before this point in time. So it's a feeling of such excitement, it's almost numbing.
It's just very exciting. This has been a long process. Even long before I came to the school district, citizens had worked toward a new building. Today, I think we're right at the front door of really ensuring that building will open in 23 months.
Well, I've been, along with other people in the community, working a long time to get a new high school for this district, and what's going through my head is I'm pinching myself. You know, it finally arrived, and it's just a great feeling to know that we'll be able to provide this structure for kids to learn in.
Construction will actually begin in a few weeks on 100 acres of property just east of the groundbreaking ceremony. When completed, the state-of-the-art school will be able to house 1,600 students comfortably. About 950 10th, 11th, and 12th graders attend the current high school. The new school will house an estimated additional 300 ninth graders when it opens in just under 2 years.
It was a dream since second grade to be involved in such a thing. It's almost frightening at 42 years old to really be doing that. So it's sort of a dream come true. And if I were a citizen in this community, it would be so exciting to me, because a new school brings so much more than a new school. There's a new energy. There's a positive spirit about a community that has a new facility and has all that thinking and planning go into it. And it will mean much more than a new school. It'll be a center, a focus center, and a place for people, and something about which to be very proud. I'm in the Walled Lake school system, and I wish that I could feel this way about my school community. And I'm hoping we do pass a bond issue there within the next year, because it's a very sad feeling to not be able to, and know how desperately it's needed, just as it was needed here.
Earlier in the week, the school board met for their regular meeting. Among other items on their agenda, representatives of the architectural firm Greiner went over the latest plans for the school. The board began the action portion of their meeting by welcoming a few more of the new teachers hired over the summer. The board also voted to hire the remaining recommended teachers, bringing the total to 46 new teachers hired for the 95-96 school year. Next, representatives of Greiner went over floor plans and elevations for the new high school. Discussed were minor changes that have taken place since the last presentation, most having to do with the exterior of the building. And Greiner's Stephen Turnipseed said more changes may take place before construction is complete.
I think that the building will receive minor changes all the way through construction, because it is constructing a building this size is an art, and there will be things that come up in the field, situations that nobody could anticipate, that will cause some minor changes in the facility, but nothing major. There should not be any major changes of space, or the size of spaces, or the number of classrooms. Those kinds of issues are pretty well nailed down, and the changes that are taking place now are just refinements required by the inclusion of electrical and mechanical information, structural information.
The design of the new school reflects the input of Lake Orion administration, faculty, and students. Project manager Jim Herrick said that when completed, the high school will be a model to others.
Lake Orion staff has a unique method of teaching, the way they like to combine their classes and do a number of things with the students. They're very student-oriented, and I think that has driven more than anything the actual design of the building. Most buildings are pretty typical in the fact that they all have classrooms and gymnasiums and auditoriums, but it's the assemblage of those parts and the relationships of all those things that pull together. But I think, certainly, I think not only from Michigan, but through the whole Midwest, maybe even through the South, there'll be a lot of people that are going to visit Lake Orion schools.